also valid and to a culture and authentic in organization. So in our study, we try to find an investigation to the link between trust and joy. And actually, if we're thinking about that, most of the time when we're in a job and we have like it's not even about like activity joys, but if we have we have fun and we have a really good team and we have a good communication, so it's easy to us to get trust between each other and the team and also with our managers. So actually, we also try to understand if this kind of correlation leads to moral culture in organization, and now you'll see the rest of the things. We interviewed 12 professional management with a lot of experience. Few of them is the CEO, portfolio manager, customer service manager, and goes on. And yeah, now we can continue. Thank you.
Thank you, Ahmed. While we were taking interviews of professionals, and the topic was trust and joy. And while interviewing, the most common finding we found that there is totally a correlation between trust and joy, and it was kind of a deja vu feeling when people were actually telling us about trust and joy, because I think everybody noticed the same when we together work on team assignments and team assignments in groups. It's pretty much the same feeling. There's always trust and joy. There is a positive correlation, and even in our secondary research, we found that there is a positive outcome when trust and joy both conclude. And the most common finding in our secondary research was when employees feel good enough to talk about their thoughts and ideas, they are more likely to be happy and satisfied at work. Sure, everybody will agree with this because pretty much we do the same thing when we have a group assignment. And out of 12 interviews, interestingly, one interviewer said, there is no correlation between trust and joy. And when we were having a chat with him, he mentioned, when you have a teamwork and you give your responsibilities to someone and ask them to do your work on behalf of us, they don't give the 100% outcome. So he was kind of not agreeing with us on this. And in our secondary research, we found that it totally depends on the work environment you are in. So only in one interview we found that there is no correlation between work and joy, and that totally depends on the work environment. And what do you do?
Okay, thank you, Rahul. So one of the interviewers that we interviewed said team building activities that involve fun and challenging tasks can contribute to building trust. So most of the time at the interviewer's workplace, they have like team bonding sessions. Maybe they go out to have fun, and all the team members share their ideas on making the company move forward, so they can have team bonding sessions. Then in the secondary research, it showed that open and honest discussions about fundamental values and their application in the workplace are necessary. So whenever you have team bonding sessions, you can have ideas you want to share, but because it is in a workplace that is a strict environment, you might not want to speak up. But when you have team bonding sessions, you'll be able to do that. And it promotes joy and success in the environment.
So during my time working in Minor Pharmaceutical, so creating a positive work environment and foster joy and happiness require it's like saying like to have a club you need to, and it's not just for the organization, not from the organization side, it's also on your side to have a joy in your work environment. It also backed up by the second research result, which is encouraging optimism and recognizing accomplishment. Back working in pharmaceutical, we basically work on this sales commission. Every time we hit the sales target, we were recognized with monetary with some kind of bonus, which directly opposite to Luciano's conclusion. So, but I think in the long term, maybe 4 or 5 years in the sales industry, I think it's important to celebrate any kind of success so that we can have a sustainable company, a corporate life, and then to do that also the joint interest of the company. Thank you.
Yeah, so setting a reasonable KPI is very important in all the organization, no matter the function is sales, maybe research or anything. So not only we have to set a reasonable KPI, we also have to do it repetitively. So let's say maybe last year you did it, okay, as a sales, we set a 30% to you, and it's achievable. But next year, when economic downturn, we set it as 60%. So you make it, you feel like very unreasonable, and you don't have the motivation to work on it. But once you achieve, maybe 1 time or 2 times, and you keep constantly achieving the KPI, you feel good, and that will help you to build trust with the manager and build joy with your team. And the secondary research that we have is a Harvard Business Review case, and it mentioned that achievable goals can motivate individuals as well. So I'll pass the next to the conclusion. Oh.
So our finding in our research is that the regular and factual feedback is important to build the trust between the leaders and employees. And one of the interviewee in our primary research, who is in a CEO position in the biotech company for more than 15 years, mentioned that he conduct the enquetes to the employees once a month to get the honest feedback from the employees to improve the organization. And secondary research also, in our secondary research, most of the paper reported that the similar thing like active listening and to get the honest feedback will improve the organizational culture of openness and reliability. So to summarize the key points, firstly, the joy will enhance the creativity, reliability, and intimacy. And these are the key elements to enhance the trust as we learned it during the class. And secondly, the trust and the joy are very connected and contributes to the organizational success. And finally, the 3 things like strategic communication, team building, and creating the positive working culture are these 3 elements foster the joy, and the joy will positive impact to the trust, and the trust will enhance the overall performance in the organization. Okay, thank you very much.